Hello and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're going to do something a little different than what we usually do on this channel. We are going to go through fragrances that are going to be launched or have already been launched. They are new releases from fragrance houses that I want to review, or they're fragrances that I have been eyeballing. Some of these more than others, of course, and we're going to go through them to see what they're supposed to smell like, when they're supposed to launch, if they have already launched, what their notes are supposed to be listed as, and all of that good stuff. So the first four fragrances that I have here are all supposed to be, or they're all rumored fragrances to be launched. The first one that I have here is Tom Ford Beaufils or Beaufils. It's supposed to be, I'm assuming, part of the Bois de Jour collection. So signature, I'm not quite sure. It's not listing, if it's supposed to be private line or if it's supposed to be signature line. It says that it's supposed to be a sophisticated blend of citrus and spices and leathery notes. And it's supposed to be reflecting the dandy spirit of a Parisian man. So it's catered to men. It's going to be more of a men's fragrance, of course. It is rumored. I did go through the entire internet, found articles on it, but no photographs, no notes, nothing else besides this. Tom Ford, to me, at the moment, is not a brand that I'm really looking into purchasing. If you guys want to see a specific review, let me know down in the comments. I will do it for you. But as of now, the brand itself doesn't excite me. It doesn't ruffle my feathers. It's not a brand that makes me want to go out and buy something. They did just launch two other fragrances, which is Vanilla Fatale, which that fragrance has already been launched before. They just re-released it into another bottle, which Tom Ford does this very frequently. And they also did Vanilla Sex. Vanilla Sex was technically launched in 2023. It just got into stores in 2024, so I would actually label it as a 2024 launch. The notes are listed here. I have the notes here, and let's just say it seems a bit much to me. It has a bitter almond, which is very much in a lot of fragrances that are popular, like Lost Cherry. That's a very popular note for Tom Ford at the moment. We have vanilla CO2, which is a synthetic component. We have Ultra Vanille, which is a registered trademark, another synthetic component. We have Vanilla Absolute. We have Indian Vanilla. We have Blossoms, Sandalwood, and Tonka Bean. This fragrance is going to be very sweet. I know that a big one that is loved by many is Tobacco Vanille. That fragrance has some of these notes in it, not as much vanilla though. And that one to me is a little bit overly sweet. And because of that, it's not going to be a fragrance that I'm going to gravitate to. It's not a fragrance that I am really interested in actually getting or smelling. It's a little much, at least for me. And the name itself is kind of just, being nasty for nasty's sake. With the other fragrance launch, like Effing Fabulous and, Lost Cherry, Rose Prick, Bitter Peach, as well as Tuberose New, all of those have double entendre names, so there is a funny meaning behind it. There's also a, more darker, provocative meaning behind the fragrance names as well. This one's just straight up in your face, like vanilla sex. And I don't know. I feel like the brand itself is kind of losing its charm now that Tom Ford's not behind it, now that Tom Ford is nowhere near the brand. He has sold the tested Lauder. He is gone. He has collected and cashed his check and left. And because of that, it's kind of like, I don't know, the brand itself, I feel like it's just doing things for the sake of being shocking, which I feel like Tom Ford was already kind of getting into that territory anyways. We're going to get into that territory more than now that Tom Ford is actually gone. According to a lot of websites, Creed is launching a flanker to Royal Oud, and it's supposed to be Royal Oud Intense. It's, listed to be an enhanced version of the Royal Oud fragrance with longer projection, longer longevity, deeper woody elements, and just better performance overall. This is a really nice fragrance. I've smelled it. I don't own any Creed fragrances myself, and here's the reason why. They smell good in stores. I like the scents. I think that they're really brilliant fragrances, but I just have a hard time justifying this brand. It's one of those brands that I have purchased in the past and I have actually returned as well. And the reason why is because I get the box, and the box is just this really cheap light cardboard. you get it and you're like, you're just really excited to buy it, and you're just like, ooh, I'm getting this luxury experience. And then you get home and you're like, this is not really luxury. It's kind of like Chanel. You buy it because of the name, but the quality is not there. The longevity is not there. At least in my humble opinion, I feel like there is no longevity or performance. And it's just not, a very overall luxurious experience. Creed has also launched an exclusive fragrance for the department store of Neiman Marcus here in the United States, which is Creed Silk. Again, it's an exclusive to Neiman Marcus. Neiman Marcus, I don't know how they do it, but they always have these exclusive launches with them. If you don't know, Francis Kurkdjian Baccarat Rouge, whenever I first smelled that fragrance back when I worked for Dior, they had the exclusive on that fragrance. And back then, I loved the fragrance. I thought it was like, ooh, brilliant. It was revolutionary, which it was. I'm going to give the credit where credit is due. I feel like at this point, everyone and their mom is wearing that fragrance. They've kind of killed the vibe for it, at least for me. But Creed does have an exclusive with Neiman Marcus. The price is supposed to be 445 US dollars, which is a lot. I don't know who they think these fragrances are able to be purchased by at this point. Everyone's getting a little bit carried away with their pricing. I think we have Chanel and Tom Ford to thank for that. I think they drove the trend of making things inaccessible. And yeah, just the price is a little high. The notes itself, if you're curious, I have them here. It is supposed to be Chinese osmanthus, magnolia, saffron, Java patchouli, oud, passion fruit, tuberose, and broxin, so a synthetic component there, and vanilla, Chinese tune, frankincense, musk, and myrrh. So it seems like a well-balanced fragrance. It seems like it's, really well-rounded. You get your deep elements, you get your floral elements, you get your nice light elements in it as well. So well-rounded fragrance. I haven't smelled it. I'm not sure what it smells like. I will try to check it out to give you an honest review on it. But in terms of purchasing it, probably not. It's just not my vibe, so sorry. There's another one that's coming out, which is a Burberry Hero Parfum. I do like Burberry. I do like the Burberry Hero line. I did the original, and I also did the Eau de Parfum. Both of them were brilliant fragrances. I love them intensely, and maybe the Parfum's supposed to be good. The notes itself are not really convincing me right now, but the actual fragrance itself is just very different. It's very Burberry, where it's very like lightweight and on its own, but at the same time, it's one of those fragrances that really, really kind of can come off a little bit too generic. Since we're on the topic of Givenchy, they launched in 2023, technically 24 because it was almost the beginning of this year, a fragrance in their La Collection Particulière collection. So I have, like I said, done 2 videos on 2 of these fragrances, which is Trouble Fut and Inflamme, and both are a little disappointing, just gonna be honest. I do like Inflamme more. It has more depth, it has some character to it. Trouble Fut is kind of, it's lackluster, if you will. So they have one called Temeraire. I will list it down here below because I'm not sure how to pronounce the name itself. The perfumer is Nicolas Bonneville, and the notes, I have them here as well. The notes are Guatemalan cardamom, Indonesian clove leaf, Indian tuberose absolute, Moroccan iris concentrate. So that's a nice note there. Atlas cedar, benzoin. We have Java, vetiver, Spanish, Cade, juniper, as well as wood leather, a registered trademark note, so a synthetic component. It doesn't sound super interesting to me. I know that their brand itself, it's I don't know what they're getting inspiration by, but so far it's really just not my vibe. If you do want me to review it, I'm more than happy to do this collection. It's one of those that doesn't get any love, so it might be a great fragrance based on the notes. It seems a little bit underwhelming, but we can review it if you'd like. The next one we have is by the House of Celine. Now, I am very excited about this fragrance itself. I really want to review it. I really want it. If you guys know me, I love Celine. It's probably one of my favorite fragrance collections of all time. They just have a very nice, subtle style to them that's very unique to them, but it's also modern, it's classic, it has character, it has depth, it has a story that it's going off of, and the brand itself just really has great packaging. Everything is just elevated to top tier, and I really like that about this fragrance house and the brand itself. They have a new fragrance called Seline Celeste, And this one is going to have neroli, petitgrain, lemon, ambrette, angelica, and orris butter. So it sounds like a cologne. Yes, it's generic. Yeah, colognes can be a little bit generic, but we're adding some really nice elements to it, such as the ambrette, the angelica, and the orris butter to this fragrance itself. The lemon and the petitgrain are kind of a staple of colognes itself, but the other ones are a little bit more different. They add a little bit of a nuance, which I think they're going to add that nice, sexy element that Celine does bring into their fragrances. That's very subtle, but it's going to be in a cologne fashion, which I am all here for. They only have one size in this though, which I believe is an 8.5-ounce bottle for 300 and something. I will list the price down here below because I can't remember off the top of my head, but I really want it. They do have a body oil, I believe, as well as a body spray. Really, I just want it. The next one we have is by Este Lauder. Yeah, Este Lauder. You heard that right. So Estee Lauder came out with their very luxury collection, which I think I did a review on two of them. They kind of flopped. They didn't do very well, but I don't think Estee Lauder would do very well with a luxury line anyways, because it's not really known for that type of client, if that makes any sense. But they came out with one called Azure Legacy, which is a fragrance that they've already launched before, I believe in the 70s, a while back ago. And this one is done by Frederick Malle, the legacy perfumer that has his own brand that's also owned by Estee Lauder. And it's 375 bucks. Yeah, for Estee Lauder. Quite a bit of money. It has quite a bit of an interesting note itself. So we have here basil, cardamom, tangerine, clary sage, clove, jasmine, cumin, leather notes, oak moss, patchouli, sandalwood, and vetiver. So does that sound interesting to you? I mean, it's okay. It's gonna be a green, woody type of leathery scent. That's what I get off of it. I mean, nothing too impressive there. I think it is what it is. And then we have two by the House of Armani. Now these have been rumored for a while. They have been all over social media. Everyone has talked about them, but we just now got them released in 2024, which is going to be Armani Prive's Blanc Cognac as well as Noir Cognac. And both of them are sister fragrances, and they're in that very expensive range, which is 340 US dollars for 100 mils. The bottles are okay. They're not super interesting. One's white and the other one's going to be like a dark black with some little squiggly lines on it. I mean, to each his own. I think they're cute. They're not anything super special. But the notes for Cognac Blanc or Blanc Cognac are going to be aldehydes, which we're seeing a trend with aldehydes. We're seeing lemon, pink pepper, ylang ylang, jasmine, patchouli, vetiver, and white musk in here. In the noir version, we're going to get cumin, eleni, resin, pepper, pink pepper, cistus, frankincense, saffron, leather, patchouli, and vetiver. So they sound very interesting. I think I'm more, gearing towards the noir edition, but the actual Blanc one might be a good one as well. I think that we're seeing aldehydes come back into popularity because we obviously got that with Dior's new look. And then there's another one that I don't have any information on. It's supposed to be a fragrance launched by the House of Chanel. There are quite a bit of different names flying around there. There is Cosmic, there is a bunch of different ones. It's supposed to be either based on, a very green chypre type of scent or on I believe it was cherries. I'm not sure, but I'm excited for that. I probably won't get it. Chanel's a little bit out of my price point, but if you want me to, I'm more than happy to do that for you. They are pretty pricey though, and just being honest, the last purchase that I bought that was brand new from them, Le Lion, was a complete letdown for me. I didn't like the scent. I don't think it really fit into the rest of the line. I think that they kind of just saw what was popular for Chanel and slapped in their label on it and made something that was very generic to Chanel, if that makes any sense, and just threw it down the line and said, they'll buy it because it's Chanel, and we did. So not really excited. We shall see what it smells like. If it, smells really good and I can get a sample or my nose on it, then I will do a review on it. If not, not holding my breath for that. So let me know down in the comments what other fragrances you would like me to review. What fragrances are you excited for? Are there any that you are, having your eyes out there for? Is there any fragrances that you have your heart set on? Let me know all of that down below in the comments. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more fragrance related content. Until next time, take care. Bye.